Picture this. You're standing on the vast, dusty plain of Kurukshetra. On either side of you, stretching as far as the eye can see, are two massive armies. We're talking millions of warriors, the ground trembling under the weight of elephants and chariots. And in between them, this heavy, deafening silence. The whole world is holding its breath, just moments before the greatest war in history kicks off.
So here's a question for you. Can an entire strategy, a whole lot of manipulation, and just pure raw fear all be packed into one seemingly ordinary sentence? Well, in this explainer, we're going to see that the answer is a resounding yes. We're going to see how the very first words spoken on this battlefield are a masterclass in psychological warfare. So where does it all begin? It starts with Prince Duryodhana, the leader of the Kaurava forces, walking up to his top general, the one and only Dronacharya, the legendary teacher of archery. Now, what Duryodhana says next, it's not just a quick, "Hey, how's it going?" or a standard briefing for his general. Oh no, this is a move. It's carefully calculated, designed to poke, to prod, and to basically harden his commander's heart before a single real arrow has even been fired. So what were these words? What was this verbal weapon that he used? Well, let's take a look at the exact verse, which comes right from the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, here it is. He says, "O teacher, behold this great army of the sons of Pandu, arrayed by the son of Drupada, your intelligent disciple." Now, on the surface, this sounds pretty normal, right? Just a prince pointing out the enemy's formation to his general, "Hey, look over there, they're set up pretty good." Seems totally straightforward. But it's not. Not even close. Okay, let's really dive into this because this is where it gets absolutely fascinating. We're going to break this one sentence down and find the two poisoned arrows that Duryodhana has hidden inside these seemingly simple words. So arrow number one, it's all in the phrasing. Notice how Duryodhana doesn't actually name the enemy commander, Drishtadyumna. Nope. He very specifically calls him the son of Drupada. Why? Why would he choose those exact words? The specific Sanskrit he uses is Drupada Putrena. Now, this isn't just a casual description. This is a trigger. It's a key word, deliberately chosen to dredge up a really painful and bitter history for Drona. See, here's the backstory. Years before, Drona had seriously humiliated King Drupada, and to get revenge, Drupada performed this huge fire ritual to get a son whose one and only purpose in life, his literal destiny, was to kill Drona. And that son is Drishtadyumna, the guy now leading the enemy army. Drona knows this, of course, and with this one little phrase, Duryodhana is twisting the knife, making absolutely sure Drona hasn't forgotten it for a second. And that brings us to the second arrow, which he fires off right after the first one. As if reminding Drona that he's facing the man born to kill him isn't enough, he adds another layer of salt to the wound. Dhavasisena, by your disciple. I mean, wow. This just perfectly captures the cruel, twisted irony of this whole situation. The man leading the charge against Drona, the one destined to kill him, learned everything he knows about war from Drona himself. Just stop and think about that for a moment. As a teacher, a guru, Drona was bound by his code to teach anyone who came to him for knowledge. Even the kid he knew was fated to be his doom. So he taught him everything, all his military secrets. And now Duryodhana is throwing that right back in his face, saying, "See, your own student is using your own lessons to destroy you." So, when you put these two verbal arrows together, what's the end game? What is Duryodhana really trying to do with this incredibly loaded sentence? He's backing Drona into a psychological corner. By hammering him with Drupada's old betrayal and the irony of his student-turned-enemy, he's trying to burn away any of that soft, lingering affection of the teacher. He wants Drona to stop being a guru and start being a stone-cold, ruthless commander. The unspoken command here is crystal clear. He's saying, look what being a generous teacher got you. Don't you dare make that mistake again. Don't let your love for your other favorite students, the Pandavas on the other side of the field, make you weak. Show no mercy. So, when we step back and look at it, what can we take away from this one incredibly dense and strategic opening line of the entire war? Well, this one little verse, this Sloka,
It reveals everything. We see Duryodhana's cunning strategy, sure, but we also see his fear. He's clearly worried his commanders might go soft. It presses all of Drona's buttons, his past trauma, his present duty. It shows us that the Kaurava leadership is already riddled with anxiety before the first blow has even been struck. And maybe most tragically, it foretells exactly what this war is going to be about: a conflict where relationships, loyalties, and love are turned into weapons.
And maybe that's the ultimate lesson here. In an epic as deep as the Mahabharata, nothing is ever just what it seems on the surface. Every single word carries the weight of a long history. And as we've just seen, even a simple observation can hide the entire strategy and the entire tragedy of a war.